Let's move on to question number 2. This is going to be a 2-part question. My daughter is 6 and has SM. She is also very impatient when asking for things. She won't do something until we give her what she wants. She also has negative thoughts about others and misunderstands others as wanting to hurt her, especially other kids. Are the above 2 behavior issues related to OCD, and are they treatable?
Well, this is a loaded question. There's so much here. We probably could spend the entire podcast talking about this question because there's so many directions we can go. There is no clear answer without having an evaluation for that child, because I think of many things. One of the things you said in part 1 was basically the child won't do certain things until you do certain things. Basically, I won't do that till you do this. To me, the first thing that comes to mind, regardless of the whys of SM, regardless of SM in general, what is your parenting style with that child? The best type of parenting in general is authoritative parenting, where there's a balance between warmth, understanding, compassion with structure, consistency, having boundaries, having rules, but in a kind way. And if you have a child that's all about, I'm not going to do it if you do it, that's kind of, that child is almost like telling you as a parent, and you're kind of, I see it as the child is on the pedestal bossing you around. So right then and there, parenting needs to be a focus. So, I'm a very firm believer in not to treat to speak, but to treat the whole person, and it comes from understanding. So once we understand that child or whomever has selective mutism, their entire, basically who they are. And in this case, parenting is, in all cases, parenting is huge, right? You have to parent in the right way to help these children in general, all kids, not even SM kids, right? Because it will dictate so much about whether they make progress or they don't make progress. It'll dictate their behaviors, everything. So parenting is a focus here. What is the environment like with this child? Does this child have an environment that is structured, that there's a consistency, predictability, routine in their life? Individuals with SM and many that struggle with anxiety crave inner control. Some of the things this child is saying, the first part is her needing the control. So if we can help her environment be in control, right, where she is feeling safe in that environment, knows what's happening, a routine, and there's not like a chaotic way. Even when it comes to interrelationships, there needs to be a way that this child feels safe and secure. So those things I'm just going to put out there. In terms of the child kind of thinking people are hurting her, maybe there's misinterpretation of social skills. Like, does this child have intact social skills? Is she developmentally on par? Or does she misinterpret social skills? Does she misinterpret social innuendos? What is her social pragmatic skill base? Is she able to read? And, when you have a conversation, when you're in a social interaction, is she reading it right? Or is she not reading it right? Is she getting bullied? If she's thinking someone's hurting her, is it possible that at school kids may not be so nice? Are they bullying her? Is she interpreting this correctly? So what I'm trying to say by this question is the parents need to investigate this. Is this in all aspects of her life where she almost plays victim, where she thinks people are trying to hurt her in general? Does she have a maladaptive thought process? She needs an evaluation, but also digging deeper as parents into what her other environments are outside of the home and the environment within her home.
Yeah, that second part is really interesting to me, like this negative thoughts about others. Do you think that could stem from like an intimidation, a social anxiety of others, and just scared of it, of course, scared of other people?
Yeah, it could be like immaturity. She's only 6 years old. She's not, and you know, for a period of her life, she was maybe not schooled. So now she goes into school like the last couple years, and maybe she's a little delayed in her social skills. I work with a lot of kids in this age range that are definitely a little bit more immature than, let's say, pre-COVID. And again, the mom mentioned OCD. I don't know. It could be yes or no. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of OCD, but these are isolated symptoms that could be related to many different things. And so what I would say in this particular case is an evaluation is in order to see what might be going on within her and her thoughts, but also her environment. Because once
Got it.
that, like, overcoming SM is not just giving a token to talk, it's understanding what might be holding her back. So until she can feel secure, safe, and comfortable and trust her environment and the people around her, it's going to be really hard for her to take the risks and to do the strategies and interventions to make the leaps, because she's going to keep pulling in for inner control because she doesn't feel in control in, let's say, her environment. So I think you're reading that it's not just about speaking, right?